Hey there, everyone. I hope you are all doing good. Today I'm going to talk to you about a sequencer inside a computer. I got hooked by the way it looked, and I heard that it was made by Alex Kidd, the guy who made this little thing, Instant House, that I love to use to make beats. So I made a beat with my Surge drum pack, and I'm going to show you this sequencer. I was planning on doing so using hardware and to show you how to connect it with hardware from Live, which I won't do because I discovered a very fun thing to do within Live. And I'm going to show this to you instead. So let's find it. Boom. Seqund. It's been said in the manual that I should use the VST, the normal VST one. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it. Seqund. So this is a sequencer, so it doesn't make any sounds on its own. But you see it starts. It's already a good thing. We have to use a sound generating thing to make sounds out of it. So let's use a sampler. Let's start with a simpler. I was going to start by using any mono synth that I had laying around, MC202, TB-3 clone or modular. But as I was trying this in my living room while my kid is sleeping, I used it with some samples. So let's take this, for example. Now, I want this channel 3 with the sample in it to be sequenced by Seqund. Okay, I think this, let's put on some gate. And maybe I need to put it in. Seqund directly. Okay. So you see, this is working. So there's a few different things. I like to use all of them because it's funnier and to have access to all this as well. Let's start by choosing a scale. Harmonic minor, that's one of my favorites. Okay, so you see where I'm going. Let's try something like this. Okay, so we have gates. This is where we will have notes on. Let's put them all. Okay. We can, by holding here, I will have this note hold until the next one. See the concept. And let's focus just a bit on the pitches. There's a very interesting thing in this sequencer, which is the way it does handle pitch. You have two lanes. Okay, let's keep with this. And there's pitch A and pitch B. So let's randomize pitch B, for example. And with this probability thing, you can choose if you go A or B. But it's a probability-based thing, so you can decide see, we have something that changes all the time. Okay, good. Now we have this length thing, which is another of my favorite. To make it very clear, I'm just going to make all the notes very short. Now you also need to have a sound that goes well with it. Let's see our hold here. So when you unclick those things, it also disable their effects. This is important. It's not always very clear with this sound. Let's put it to mono as well. Okay, this is fun. Then we have octave transposing to make it easier to access different pitches, just an octave basic. Then we have the velocity. Make things a little bit more live, especially when we start inside the control here to make it more responsive to velocity, or to add like filters. Yeah, that are responsive to velocity. So see, I think it's suited very well to make those kind of super funky pattern. Okay, let's say I want to work on this a bit more. Let's copy this pattern and paste it over there. And this one I'm going to it up. It's going to be messy. You'll see. Let's randomize the. Oh yeah. And now one of the things that I really enjoy with this is the fact that you can change each of the lane. You can give it a different time when it resets. So things are going to start to layer in a very different way. And we still have access to our main first riff. But let's start from scratch again just to show you exactly how it works. This is not following the sequence anymore. It's a bit more difficult to hear now. Anyway, same. This one will be only those 3 pitches. Now this one will be a 5-step. And this. Even this one you can. It will be 7-step, each time with a bit more. See the fun here? So out of 2 sequences of pitch, and just a few parameters, you can create some crazy funk like this. One cool thing as well is that you can, if now I put this into record, and you can see here I'm going to C0 here, then you can recall those things via MIDI. I'm using my computer keyboard right now, but okay, this is all well and good and fun. Now, what do I wanted to show you? Let's make another very basic sequence. Just octave jumps. Okay. Now, what I wanted to show you is to do something that can result in crazy patterns very simply by using sampler instead of simpler. So you take sampler here and you grab a bunch of sound that you know that they're all in C. Let me grab. And for instance, that's the one I used. Okay. Those are all sounds made out of my Buchla system. Just drop them here, all of them. You go to the zone, velocity, right click or control click, distribute range equally. well, those samples are also put to mono, important. Let's remove a bit of sustain. So we have something beat attacky. Transpose, where's the transpose? Where are you, transpose? Is it MIDI? No. My brain is frozen right now. Let's just... Before. Okay. And now, when you change the velocity, it's always a different sample. You can see it over there. And it does make some pretty funky stuff. Played like this, but it does make some pretty funky stuff. I love it. One thing I forgot to show, so I come back to this sequence to show it to you, is this advance mode, which is quite important because it does make you... It can really change the way a pattern plays. So I have this. Well, funky. So clock is all the lanes will advance all at once. And especially in something where everything is on 16 here, I could start by changing some of this, so the pattern becomes already less static. But another way to do this is the gate mode. Gate means that instead of everything advancing all the time, things will advance only when there's gates. And this is pretty fun. Also, it basically makes things a bit more funky, with more, how to say, more unpredictability and more ghost notey kind of stuff. But it gets even worse, of course, if you start to change all the lanes. That's cool. Okay, let's finish this video. I've added some drums from a previous track, remix from my friend Locum. The bass line is basically the same than before, and I just added this, which basically I just copied the same Seqund that I had before, but I made it way slower over here. I changed the scale, and this one's been mapped to another sampler with other sounds in it, which are more made to play the sort of poly stuff, even though it is a mono sequencer, potentially with reverb and decay and stuff like this, and reeds, I mean, sorry. You can make so that the notes will overlap. Oh, this melody is nice. So it's pretty cool to make some generative stuff. Let's hit the drums. So this is a pretty nice funk. So there's one other thing that I wanted to show. I showed you that you can control your thing from a keyboard, but you can also, of course, do this from a clip. So now you see that this is changing. So this means that we can probably sequence it from another Seqund. And also, probability. Think about it. Maybe this pattern will change, maybe not. This is fun. let's try to sequence it from another one. Just copy this one. Init yourself. Can you init yourself? There's no init. Here. Let's clear it like this. Let's make it slow. So what are the lowest note that we can have? C0. That's exactly what we want. This one. Okay. So here as an input MIDI from Seqund channel 8. Seqund here. Let's put gates everywhere. Right now it won't change anything because all the notes are set to C0, which is pattern 1. We don't care about the scale here, of course. It would be cool to, if we could... Ah, yes. That's awesome. That's pretty cool to have the range here. Oh, it doesn't work. I know it's the randomize. Okay, well, randomize then. Let's see if it works now. Ah, let's be in up here. There's a lot of empty spaces, so let's fill them up. Past. Randomize. I'm just here to fool around, so nothing will be planned here. There's lots of silence as well, because of those not really taken care of plays, which is actually also fine. So this is a pretty, once again, a very modular synth user ID, sequencing your sequencer. The last thing that I wanted to show with this would be to add an expression control after it. What? You can't... Maybe. Let me try another way then. MIDI from Seqund. Good stuff. Key track. So here we can have velocity. We can have our pitches. That's the old expression control. That's not what I want. Where's the new expression control? MIDI effects. Yes, that's the one I want. You go to the MIDI effects. Okay, so you're there. You're receiving stuff. Let's actually take the first Seqund. The one that goes fast. So yeah, we can have a few random. But we can also have our velocity, our key tracking, a few of them actually with different settings, and we can map that around into live to any parameters that we like, that we don't necessarily have access to. No, there's the CC on the Seqund that I've not been using. So probably we can map that directly from live into live, but I'm not sure. I also forgot to talk about the chance parameter, but it's quite self-explanatory. So let's, what can I do? Let's map some stuff. Velocity to dry wet of the delay. On the key tracking on the feedback. Noise level. Subtle but fun. So yeah, it's worth mentioning that I'm controlling the delay from the poly channel, but with the sequence from the bass channel. So you can do some pretty fun stuff by mix and matching different sequences like this. Also, yeah, one other stuff that I wanted to show is you can just fool around and decide to add some, add more stuff into your sampler. So we have stuff from different synths. Oh, this is insane, I love it. So yeah, just feed your sampler with lots of samples that are all tuned to C, and let the velocity do the rest. Good resist, but to show you a last trick that I just thought about using the Dedalus delay. So I've just put it on the breakbeats here. Set it to pitch. I don't know if you remember in the demo, if you have seen the demo that I've done, there's a MIDI thing for the pitch. So now we can tell any second, let's say, not this one. Oh yeah, this one, why not? Let's tell this one, no, the poly one. Where is it? This one, yes. We wanted to send MIDI. Maybe it's more complicated than I thought. MIDI from, no. So maybe we have to create a MIDI track. Because now this is a plugin type of thing, so it doesn't have a MIDI 2 section like here. So MIDI from Seqund. Now because of the solo thing, let's mute everything. Okay, we see that it receives some MIDI here. And we are going to send that MIDI to break today's delay. And magic. We can now control Dedalus delay using the pitch of Seqund. And let's use one of those other stuff to control other parameters such as the vary pitch one. Map to vary pitch. Track, and let's just give a little random sort of feedback. Might be a bit dangerous, but okay, I guess I'd give you a few samples and a few loops made out of all these messy drums and stuff. Altogether must be an absolute mess right now. Oh, I expected worse. That's it. Goodbye, and have a nice day. Ciao, ciao.